and a mason or be our forklift operator and I say me we are water and Tyler Ninano Yadimoko general nurses and after midwife for Ninano Monso Aquania Edao of Munchiza utinano pay na bezo tukwanya obekọ ene discourse connect limited Roma na so no mo adin komo na omoseme kanto asese utie mi a wo mo ba bibia wie ansa na wo mo ajo musika wo mo say Fred there be WhatsApp wo mo number na just WhatsApp wo WhatsApp wo mo na kawnsem na chiro wo mo 055373 2982 na wedding common nyanko tabia so ye tabia ba company for no and de tabia ba mixture aba malaria che wonu ma 20 minute due di kakra bia na wajaw do nsa wo ma ni nyina no trese malaria ha wadwe pa wi tabia takum no wanya bi atafre wo ba ne pem boost wo libido enso no won pem ha ba capsules no waste space ye ne ya obetimi afre 0243 6861 na what in common ano pay Lawson Adaroma Dr. Lawson ye Lawson delay man beaters in ye bema de so delay mpe mese obo adwuma na oche chaso o ye ne ntam do man penisa mu pese wotene wonam na fe 120 na hit na unamu a na wokọ wanim na nuama ye kama ediama de amika nyina atiase enti woni sem obenya delay man nibia eno beboa na delay man capsules no e man nso mu de nie mamu flow ye ema ne atinka no nso emu peja ama nuama kama koko nyina nso ekle edifu anu delay man capsules eno no 0248619999 nafe ya di enkoma ye remu amononi anesa na mom Ruta natural product no ana make one some Ruta mixture Ruta life ana Ruta tonic Ruta mixture no malaria draw malaria no be cure malaria nyina eji free pedwe mu ama chese wonso mletime to kama pa enti Ruta ne de Ruta live no so mamoje de afurusane ye obi anensane ne nan etaye titiriti no wunya dua bia onoma ebe flow pamoja no ebe de afurusane na afi Ruta tonic no so avoa typhoid fever obetimi afre 0244 485-632 na wedding komo ya the high sense and a chat na fe remu ewa mono ne na no pay high sense for say the kind of home appliances there as o channel so say TV say air condition say bia air iron air blender air kettle and say bia enu me use microwave nom washing machine nyina o mo de bia ba ne bo no enso ya tete so 5-year manufacturer defect warranty enso mada so Ghana ha ba bia yen showroom no Kumasi wa dum ye otano so ye otafo mo amon kran mo amoni bebi awo west small ho mo amo east legon ye ho mo amo kofrodia ana afa mo amo ye kan say techiman mo betimi afre number yi so 0302 550-000 na wabonkomo with high sense Fancy Di Maria.
All right, yemre na yemra meto aso real quick enche bia ne mic ebedin komo from Morocco na asane akwamo no ne yen sebre kra na yen hwe question of the day amusu p sponsored way amusu p a draw a infection a draw and wasem ana ye ke pebito e mane nyina no mu pebinto na afi amunyu simfanye mujuma infection nyina no so ebedwane ebeko ediafu ni pedwane mu was say which of these 4 teams disappointed you the most yesterday? Which of these 4 teams disappointed you the most yesterday? Madrid, Napoli, Chelsea, and Ayas on some what is almost sheer pa bazo bia nani amomo sheer pa Joseph Su digu bazo bia sonka
hono
Aweba se Benfica sha no tata
na Morino nye coach ketwa
Morino lusudi on Cabo yan quick Pedro Madina Cruz Supremo Meko for Real Madrid no to aba Benji fences serious in Nigeria and also koya seba mokuma infie Napoli was the biggest disappointment for me and also Ogidi Bro Junior say Real Madrid put sand into my gare as a Madrid anwia eguni gare mpa
pa. Belampo say couple, I'm too happy. Many ajipa. Real Madrid is dead. Where is Madrid? Omada no Syria. And no message or no Emmanuel Quenin as a fancy this one be Napoli. And on so trote amen anope we Nanasa says a couple. I'm watching the show live from Takwa. So handicap 5 cra. Okay, and only or Japanese I asked for the Bakua. Kwame Bright said Napoli they spoil everything. Omas Bibia and Thomas Asante said Madrid. Omas Sarof and on also a day Abba fancy.
Well, Kojo think I say a Madrid and so far. I'm say Omar disappointed and Ramos Junior so say a Madrid Pulisic Eben and so Quadama Napoli Natchez and I'm say Napoli for the man Yoma Shiogui. Way a Cashito GH say a Madrid and this one says Madrid disappointed me yesterday or say one more disappointed every day way a Frank Techi Capito and so a message and so I don't know and when so a Emmanuel Poko say a Real Madrid and a bounce one and so choose Madrid and a fair package GH so say a Napoli team no woman am say I'm disappointed the most and just no a free moon so at the banana pay live or show no so yaba come on yaba crown on the mom am say I'm on for Mike and mammy now quick yene my class I report to in Morocco very necessary
yes
I will say yaba come on this is yene Mike we are now yaba saying call for in terms of obey 6 minutes beer
sure
you meet me a day a skills it is a Mike about momo let me na yem corner fee yem fa dia canon so fama yet no pay live on the show Betway I don't must say Betway rewards I prepare almost say Koswana bet either saw bet on casino and I saw bet on sports uche we are benya points our points are wunya no be convert e dia yiskana also would be a check or how far www.betway.com.gh and no and so and on t yaba call say Mike I ready amuma me when afi yem quick na yem hu say the besi akono Supremo
yes say yeah Trinesi who Nigeria for no enra after game
on social media no say referee na player back so I was say my referee be post match na referee Samuel Lai bibiano or Daniel Lai or Daniel Lai bibiano tiama Daniel me post match
o mani su brew mu mo that for where is brew mu pa one opportunities ni adia munya even penalty kicks cry bobi am boy referee Lai de be bona baso na misa be afo ba be yon adwuma fancy splendid excellent job said na ye ka say ye hia say otigana ni motigana enrade oye man ye fe we Nigeria from the annual mo debate we on fairgrounds would you born ye no pressure calmness in the game. They don't know see in the cards Jim Friedman also he was excellent yesterday ti lie no pejai kakra na onyini as me ke as onyimi ni ana as
who can someone na me picture na Nigeria for no so
said o mezi afast
so okay legend friend no assistant Oshuala
me ya that brutal
nice
one so say la ya nya dia na
money abre wasa
Oshuala we die
money abre
we dey esre mo boys na ese mo hu mo ma mo bo say coach ni kwaji so ma mo he
bono throughout this tournament
o ma hu no ra
anya no bi no mo born no excuses
inti mo fa me she referee bia mo anya de la Thompson wo bo adwuma nra pa ze de ye he World Cup no class wo mbe ma matches no bi na wagina center ho na afi we dey na nkachiri din
aye na yanko for nemra ye kwa banti real quick ye live our Facebook aye Wontumi TV na o the live also so live you know now what you know and so also so e dia bana fe ye won sere no besi akọ YouTube and so ye live and so also and also ye Wontumi TV live Mike about real quick me and Mike can you Mike wona o moro community say aye be ko for when dey bat I was see no we because I'm say oh check out now what room before front him saying an atmosphere a city after say Morocco again qualification they are call I had a final saying and a Montans Morocco a city
Otemeka, energy Mroso, I think that a course when Rawa Tangier, it was double joy for Morocco. One, Senegal, Egypt, free more, Senegal, moment a cover final because Enra na Morocco for no do no, or Mota Senegal for Nechi. And two, Morocco no sound so a share Nigeria via penalties or qualify the final no. Morocco ni bia adia dana kuma so no pese be medemano. In fact, me bedroom Chrome had the first day driver me fan no then a free airport Echo hotel na oye Senegal ni bibi sa say final ben na ope. Oka kyerɛ me sɛ ɔpɛ Senegal versus Morocco. Me bedroom Rabat, many amanfo de di nkɔmmɔ. Nipa 10 Senegal and Morocco. So it's a dream final for every Moroccan on the evidence of those I spoke with. In general, it was beautiful. Trust me.
Appointment of referee Daniel Lai say omode Morocco game diamana menra yenina can be say I'm so full so deserve so also di minim from the near dim komo say from two worlds and is a social media world one and after the reality and so come after one ne modern bonus sana one kasa wa say Daniel Lai e modern bo en front the Nigeria for no go internet ne so.
And none of our sporty, Yane referee Jose Jadin Komo on in charge of Referees Association of Ghana. And I think that I will not depart from the assessment of Daniel Aye. Baby, I remember scoring 8/10. I think that there were some one or two decisions he did not get right. But Nyoma Ejina, so the assessing referees back on one the stamina. He had stamina throughout the 120 minutes. Men who say referee after the action we went to me and DH. He was mostly close to all the action areas and he had stamina. Mesco on the 10/10. The application of the law, I think he was very good at that too. Or Imranisi say na Mitchell Diaye, especially that Morocco penalty incident. Ball Calvin Bassey in the nine and San the body was not enlarged. Clearly, the application of the law, I will give him 8/10. Overall decision making, 8/10. In Tisani Omamiansana Mijina, so the assess referee. I think say Andra Daniel Lai Mase in the game between Nigeria and then Morocco. It was a game and now for the braiding common and one careful at the tension and pressure the two referee. So, but he held his own, did a solid job. How he interpreted the laws and then now he applied the laws. Stamina there, he had it in abundance. So I will score him 8/10 overall.
Well, so check it out. But before say, Bejao Amo Kono, and now 2 games and about so Senegal qualify, and after the host nation Morocco so advance the quarterfinal. Nyamiadma Sunday, Ebebaso saying, and I'll see 2 games are Enra, your boy.
Andra, Yedin Komono, we did not really delve into the game, but on Sporty, I said something. Egypt will not change. Senegal will also not change. Why has Senegal in this tournament? Their game has been about control and patience. Omo pese omo control game no. And omo nya abotrem opponents be omo nebo no omo game the way they want it. And that was exactly what we saw in the game. Egypt omo a bit chaotic, omo pe chaos. Gidi basa basa. Enti obe defend dia onya wa counter attack bi no dia head or the be. And that was how the Egyptians played. First half near Obioye neutral Diabeka said it was a boring game because he had more end-to-end action. Many were expecting the Egyptians to take the game to Senegal, like Senegal were trying to do. But it was only one thing. The intention of Senegal and clear or person attack Egypt, but Egypt only in just spaces a moment. No stadium, I was laughing because at a point in time, when you 8 Egyptian players say omo penalty box and I said just outside the penalty area. At a point in time, Egypt were defending with 7 men. Who the goalkeeper can want 8. So Senegal were struggling to find the spaces. I think one player, Senegal, and who also cry Nicholas Jackson. Jackson born near Obio per space, but born too many minji make space now when Egypt for no more by Atiari. So it was an interesting game from the technical point of view. Then in the second half, the Senegal first half, they intensified it. They added a bit of urgency. And then the boy in such instances, Omunia chance Bakwa Sadio Mane ball Eddie Tumo. How does Senegal do this? I think tough character, tough mentality. Oh, crucial game. One, Kalidou Koulibaly yellow card. Etimu Boumabem, he's one of the leaders, he's the captain. Two, Kalidou Koulibaly injury, he has to be withdrawn. But Senegal squad need deep enough. Coach Nisu Nimomo Yusu to the extent that Ode Mamadou Sarr Airbano. Mamadou Sarr came in and did a solid job. But my boy Idrissa Gana Gueye Abaso. Abra Koulibaly free mo Mamadou Sarr bae. Ano no tijina yo ko share two central defenders in Finfin. And all direct or more guide you. His experience was very crucial. And then Sadio Mane as well. He's the best leader of this team. And then Andre demonstrated here. After the game, players never saw many years or catch him say, hey, David, calm down, relax. It should tell you the mentality of these Senegalese players. Absolutely top notch. Andre post-match press conference, Mane Baye, Obia's original and also born in same manner. And he also praised the Egyptian team and then spoke about Omo when the Egypt coach Obaya said he didn't think the organizers of the tournament were fair to his side because one, Senegal now bought Tangiers Egypt in the Bowie and was so too quiet a free baby or no Agade Eba Tangier, which is quite a distance. Two, Senegal bought a day before Egypt and Cote d'Ivoire, so they had a day's rest and he thinks that and Nono was unfair to his team, but he went ahead to speak on why Egypt for was so many or the occasion they made the semi-final. Team Nisha Dengina Sosa, but Munya and the year Areshemu team Kakra, Nyoma Betinyasa. So it was a very good game. From the technical point of view, you will enjoy it. The Senegal for an edema, the Egypt for an edema. Wow, when you check tactics, want to say Newton, when you bet you game, no, but wow, which game say, so who get the players attack it? You will not really enjoy yourself with the game between Senegal and Egypt. Egypt, normal fair shot on target after 90 minutes. It should just tell you the approach to the game.
You better say, you come on it, you do best, auntie, you know my way, no boom. I didn't come over before your final game. I was a Basso, Morocco.
Definitely. Saturday, I bet me didn't come over a preview the third place playoff and then the final one as well. So thank you very much. May yen in term nama kora, but remember us on what Tangier, so I have to head back to Rabat.
Only be a dear pan on one of you.
And my ray or more macro being a pan on the Kosia be or Modia Frafana.
I said, I don't want to meet me. And Mike, so I'm a be as so yeah, come on about Supreme say bonnet to farm quick. Tia Freddy a day a foreign and some day be all
of course.
Assistant to show allowed to bomb a fay and Nigeria for those who said Danelai and
now me take crazy as Instagram mom's my report now me I agent account Instagram.
Nigeria for don't do beat me. Yeah, no even Facebook and TV, take it on a satellite and pay. I have come on a shadow. I come take you over right now. I am far a latest. Am I a chief for and I don't pay this? I own to me sports buffet. You go foreign.
Who are a Angwa Juma no you Yami Wahoda Se Uji Dudia Obeya Juma and such Renia no you Yami Wahoda Se Uji Dudia Obeya Juma Ye Bompaye Shamaki Shra Yehuwa Ila Henu Yehuwa Ekat We Ahata Et Yehuwa Elohika Bika Uvika, Uvika Naveshika, Uvika Miyodika, Tode Yasach, Todi Ashak. In English, in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Salam, come on, Kapo. Kapo chairman. I feel chairman.
Yes.
Got tabu kasamu send messages and hey, oh, chairman, yeah, dear pass, say watch me assemble. I just quite be coming home, and papa, me.
Na guess it is okay how.
Chairman, guess Senegal, no, and some money was nation Morocco. Omumio just say, woman so bad, I final game there, no, and some other question. Woman, getting qualification, Maniomano, and some my friends, so I 2 teams are. You're doing I'm dead, and so I tell Bana. When I'm a bunch of money, your money, and I don't pay no. Hey, Jamina sa money and after say, woman some not qualify, want to come out 1 year. Your first a your post match in the your money here. Now money so up a tribute animal on my I first Egypt what did you about a body competition? I first AFCON Egypt and some I will be Africa idea. Woman money so and what one of some Masama or right first Mohammed Salah mention I just a month was I and I will not and Salah no one more so any adena just some you know woman yaka among casafa and some kwasi hini ade I just odum common you know one of some bo mosaladi as a bo aya just one maya your father say Egypt tabas also crown woman come bam here and some our 10 on ansana woman ba president so bo aya game tiabetie aya after the game and some any of us bar or we father say your money and some money opponent and afa aya the entire country yentie Sadio.
Pay tribute to Egypt, of course. And as I always said, Egypt is for me the best ever team in Africa. And today they show it again. And wow, what a team! And it wasn't easy for us, and we expect that because it's Africa Cup, and we struggle, but we keep patient and from face to this great player, especially Mo Salah, one of the best players in the world, and of course he's always giving his best for the team. Unfortunately for him today as well, but well, I just want to say this is part of football, to pay tribute to Egypt.
I am some branch of France, Sadio Mane, and I'll tell you, done some Adema, Egypt, Omukocha, your fellow or some Hassan, Sharak, Fanama, time Omuye. I am much, as a coach, no, one of some era, I am just a town on Mudia Konya. Your fellow said, Drosser, one also show fingers, I will ream, I say, what director at your match as well, my, I, your fellow said, no, and some I Senegal, one of some other supporters, and some the number of trophies, I know, and some AFCON Egypt, I know, woman some at me at JDS woman also, and no I can't frimo at the Bamsa time or Quanaman Fonso, elbow to any day, and some B, and some serenity, the Minion, and some others were pregnant and Proma Kuma Quanasan and Sano, and the San Swan so not just a no, agent a whole Adaman 7 titles are. Woman I first Egypt for no, woman some at the same competition, what the extra yes and a gamma, now report to me second after Sandra Kobas Omaya, your first Nigeria, Wontumi qualify. What him say, Omodi Ababasha, a year referee before the game. One more Kasai after the game, no, I said Nigeria, Mano, one more some Kasana Nigeria, one more Babako, your father Ako Adams. Now, Ako Adams and some catchers and training back was Argentina, your game, no interview, and your players, and no more Makana, Munkofre, a year referee Daniel Lai, and some man interview. Our Samuko, no interview, a year referee, Namubusan and some Bakum Yerubi, Amachasam, Namudi, woman to the air pass a free now, or mind to me unqualify, and some uncle friend on Inano, and some certain referee Daniel Lai, and I'm a Nigeria Mano, woman some mind to me unqualified. Now you better bright or say Samuel, one and some player, and some other man, just for my fans Nigeria na Osai Samuel and some Enwa na Chesotum Swagana and some Tianie was same on the pass a year referee no and Montubabina our form on Kase and Unti and a man Nigeria unqualified but I'm said decisions be our honor referee and taking ye just one farm rano and some Anyajuma Osai and as well just and referee Montumpano na just Anyakra na a shame and some Africa say and now ye kasai your referee be and said Daniel Lai and some just Africa what you say Samuel I know and a didn't say to our missed zone.
It's just really painful that we lost some penalties and today we didn't win that. One thing I would say is that the referee was appalling. Not saying that that's the reason why we lost, but making very, very wrong decisions, and it's really painful to see that we have refs like that in a big game like today, but I wish Morocco all the best. It's just really painful that
City fans are bright Osai Samuel and I'll test ya Dennis some Emma na just a besina and one way pass ya Bobby game na ya referee Erisa Daniel Lai so no and then remedy sa game and also about so mami ababa fans assistant Oshowala Juba bina just Africa and so they now buy one of some aje e dia boss wa Barcelona no almost some any adro Oshowala and so take you to Twitter and you can say X and will come and keep post as one of the pass a big question I was saying you bisa calf adea Jobana baso kan nyina say na say ya bibia Morocco ya was say the Morocco ya bot tournament the Morocco I say Morocco nko na ye kura e wo chesa bibira mu ha chesa mo de wo omo betimi a host bibia nchesa nipa no yeso obi your papa na chesa wa how and mo ye calf I was am de baha ya bot tournament e bona nteni ase calf for compensation be and some Morocco I say mo ya manioma so get boring our fools other countries and just one some kan nyina no one betimi step up and some hosti na say bibia besibia no ya de ko Morocco na nya bia wo bisa say Morocco aye headquarters and so adama kafa na and no some said your baba wa ya fans assistant Oshowala one some den some area to our brother wo ko aye comment section as a Christ the crowd we be say am say bia ya wo China say and ya watch kakra dia wo unim amay fans South Africa duru baby na dia baby e kwere South Africa odina say bia do Morocco for so and you cross some man ha kra na nyame ya duma aye final game anam abekoso mame aye Morocco goalkeeper ye fano Yasin Bonu Masa and our man of the match I want ba aye post match conference na chese Morocco woman central for our beer bonus some pra chese goalkeeper ni was saying you want to just and na chese do moment no na o mining nyina so ehia no entina was so no goalkeeper Bonu one some step up na fe one some ye chese na so die edema Morocco man no and ma chese man bo koye de man na ne kasa ni nyina no wo ka bi o sem Allah o ka bi o se Nyankopon na de obeso o ka ni nyina no sa o se inshallah aye den wo mo som abaje aye AFCON no and some ade so mo na so and Morocco coach aye Walid Regragui ono so no wo mo the pressure ato no so pa na ye bisa no sa final no mo Senegal and Albana and you be saying and also Senegal team no and was Senegal and some other Morocco mo ko final no yeah at the tournament no say what you wa kind of crescent you do final near about Senegal Morocco or say you know the two best teams and some of African won't come on born our bibramuha one more form of power according to coach was a Morocco and a Senegal Yentie Walid Regragui
final with the best two teams in Africa in the last 3 years. If you tell me in the beginning we can play against Senegal in the final, I tell you it's complicated because big team, good coach, good people. I love Senegal. Is a brother of Moroccan people every time. For me, it's a good final for the AFCON, for the publicity about the AFCON, and the better team in Africa. Also, we need to recover a lot because now we play 120 minutes and Senegal only 19. You have only 3 days to recover, and I think it's 50-50. And inshallah, we win this final. It's the first time in the history we play against Senegal in the final. Also, Morocco, we play only 3 finals in the history. It's like this, but inshallah, with our fan, we do hit and we make in story, inshallah. Bon, it's amazing.
Reference Walid Regragi and our chess. You didn't accept Emma, but what just we had the first time. Morocco, Senegal, Mumiano, Square, I want to fans. AFCON, inshallah. I had Danyamia Duma. I was almost so etymology, I had Jumeliano, and some messy Omana Swafe, Yen Shifty and Gia, and I am bra, I am Spaina. Yabas Peronum, sir, coach and fans, Diego Pablo Simeone, Ayobia. One of the coach, I let to come Madrid. Na American ya tuwa msa nebano ayefano sa Juliano Simeone ayobiano so amaba say womo extended a contract and some other manano pay no report amenya say yes womo wie emsa announcement kwa betimi abanenti no I confirm story some days ago me ne ba ma meka say manager ne ba no wono yobia wo ye dwumaden edemane papa bruta ntina womo so aba so mo hye ne manyam abrene no wono so ba extend until year 2030 afei bouncer ebo na Racing Santander na Enra said the Barca phone sere Madrid no no just because the mu idea na Barca coach a confirm the list na woman the Krakow game our Racing Santander na or the João Cancelo aba squad dinamo na just na open quality boy no and so abenya bia bo anya we be free bench and so aba João Cancelo no our squad dinamo but Frankie de Jong any draw woman you ana Jamensa kanasa woman some out also the young Kodi a red card any identity and no report to me said tested Ganom and one Garcia and goalkeeper your father some four Shastini and some I 3 goalkeepers no and some team no who bar I down to defenders now one for João Cancelo Alejandro Balde Ronald Araujo Pau Kubarusi Afei Jarat Martin and Yul Kunde we fathers Eric Garcia one more and some we benya Pedri our medonimo and watch family personum and a man Casado area Quadana your father Mark Bernal Tommy and after Dan Olmo woman so and I just a medono and attackers I Ferran Torres Robert Lewandowski Lamine Jamal Rafinha we benya Marcus Rashford and Rony Barushi woman I players a boss a coach no one somebody cross a match anymore na metetisa said a mechanical person metisa be a goalkeeper you find some one Garcia and some other starter no yes manager and for match in Kodia grow because we know a run of 16 or qualify up who by the quarterfinals lumpo one we say be a bet me out and some Argentina one squad and all by Ebia Rony Baruji Danny Olmo Marcus Rashford and a Ferran Torres one ever start time our nimu maybe a medono man Casado ne Mark Banana Fetchero Yaba Benyo Bin Arisa Joel Kunde Eric Garcia Aya Chasa Joan Martin and Alejandro Balde one and a bet me a starting game where Sabi answer and I said your boss a coach no and some other way and now okay Super Copa de España Abaso Awo Aya Saudi Arabia Emma Barcelona Wamusha Madrid Aja Trophy no na and yes revelation abano bako some arisa what can some ball I had the semi-final game against Ayabebao me amene betu gasa basa boys and say womonom omu Madrid our final womo supporters nyina so bekabi yes and you may cross our dressing room before game against Madrid and some say also coach Shia boys I say pep talk and sani yakọ aya pitch na so ni ade you say Rafinha asure jina say obaso kasa come so kwenda because Rafinha no so almost star boy when you sorry I say boy no catch from masa enya ball and ye kwako ball ye kwa wo akompa akon ana ye koriti say what do you say aye super cover ye Spania ye ball just a classic country aye normal game abema and ye was so shisha won your because ye kwako adea yes Rafinha no today pass on kai a classico 2-1 our Benabao our league in mu wo mu kolusu o say hwese de Madrid omu players no wo mu celebrate obaka so match title ebiem obaka ya na nkomunya Lami Jama kwankwamba bono ni nyina no yensema Lami Jama koka before the game said the dan any adiama koba said Dani Kafaya wonom ana according to Rafinha our locker room was starting and tokore said ye na wo ma target akodana ye fa no say Lami Jamal and some any adeno so sani mani nyina so mo kai no mo dia bufuo because how much anymore am some and oyobi am some manager ne panasam pa ama chasani yon koma Rafinha and the teammate Eddie Ansana wo some abasa match ne mana yeso drew vadeba basa was training and some abaso no of the onsa na Shabi Alonso ombo gamer adetia na nkebi omo ba training ne mom so mo come match na chasanom away game edia na nka the following day no coach Alonso edia of the but Jaminian say and no petroni make us a grano and ashasia and some nagusu elkos because won ko Albacete what also 17th our division 1 and some I'm a show now on some me kwajema home any ate ama Jamison kan nyina no rest and some other players no one more to so our vadeba bas our permanent buy ama me catch us a captain ye follow Dani Kafaya say say am say bibia chance omu players no womu no mu hwie na se wotie ne kasa ne obaso chance ebi anya Shabi Alonso bi anie na jowo kan nyina no say every single Real Madrid a player I was say one kasa wotena se na fa hwehwe na wahwa hwem na wabusa won senti anya bia me ahwe me hwie yi ene se na me si twa watai me degree intia fatame wabusa won sa asem no but enyenyenye kwa because enra ankwe osem amuno mu yobia I was say yede subo no nyina no ensom ajabo but cover ya say womu Champions League matches abo womu La Liga matches abo anime no nyina no enso aye competition Madrid ebetimi age ensom ade see womu now so eno aye asema capito ensom ade atudwa onsa no pemede betudwa say Real Madrid for no so mo twa say see na ava abelwa enso bede ni jumadi ade abama womu ya munkobu say omo maka no one more point to ne woman to me pamo watching just see an abacodia woman found some messiah changes and some managerial position now report I mean say Madrid cross started woman coaches be el casa woman didn't come out just in Yama summer woman substantive coach and some Yamatimuno woman shall say didn't come out jogging club at Diana Yadi Kabaka was some say or almost some president no Sabi wa bo a club and what damn day I'm a club so better be any adano. Yes, one more opening patras. Say I am passing be at the watete. Say yes, I am Madrid, Madrid, idea. Maybe I am lace keke. But say I am passing Madrid, Epana. Say I am Madrid and Abamo no every retirement to mum and Swabanafe. One of some Asaba coach here at Madrid. I am on your mayor, the openino. One of some Nabati Yafano and some Adanako. Now, more also say. Womo jiri say avara belwa wanya hwe yes coach waba abekas our press conference wono ana ai mabotim ne da ana minim said ye no very din kunim ha ana den kasa sa so amanfo we show well any ade na o first game against Albacete what you call say na yesem ampanfo no mo na say wontumi fa blame embo we womon fa blame enkobo aye Shabi Alonso na what me baby na just one cabin shemu no womon fa anwa defeat enkoma Shabi Alonso adea say kan wantie wo ye catch us a plus na ho den ewo fam ma eye Antonio Pintus emra na wo bo hwere just say yen kawansam any ade onsana Madrid a players abobo kakrabia no mabre ahodini ho just abasete no masa no division 1 was sintawie pa entiani ene e wasaso bono wo mu jai owura we sanso boy enche everyone kwan was start here duma just nam any kwansa wo mo som ade blame e bono e wa brene eno som aye kakra frimo and ebana bal was say you want to just ade ye failure wonom hana ba ko say nipa bi answer na benya success wo de bu so mo my successful e wo wi say sentim o start ya boy dabi anya na bepem na bia wa hyehyɛ na wate atɔ na wa sɔre any ade nto no de what in your master failure and some by idea say and no and a boa ema chese success eba without a failure success idea say entimi trinity and some amani ye our coach no one social home cry ya den update and the aka nyina no and some amana bamu tintim no bra said you mo form the band the pani am said the list said the better yenuma my san kancham I am Vansan company and the team ni be sansa juma de wo mo ye bi pa wo ne ban na bana ye hye no kwara tu so wo mo ba tiasha records any adwoma ye nyina no wo ne so ba mo chin coach company say wonom waka chan and kwada ne say wo mo bobola any cross mo relax any cross mo slack na no kwada mo chief football ga show mo 8-1 empotema na score line 8-1 waka chom say wo wonim na ba slow down obete and I'm say 8-1 me also Wontumi slow down man you on the asana the game no and some tentenwa we mo crash from a god domete here wo mo yare 3-1 kwatim say still now no na ba mo nchifo no say pe goals ni bi and somebody asoso yenche said your coach I follow Vansan company e didn't come on Enra after the game.
Well, you know, if I'm demanding of the players every single time in training in this and that, then we can't give away a minute, we can't give away anything in the game. So I try and push and I try and make sure that, you know, sometimes, I don't know, we were leading 8-1 against Wolfsburg. I like to see the team just continuing, forget about when we are in the game, who we play next. And the team does it at the moment. It's not always possible to be successful with it, but it's a nice idea for me, for our team, I think.
Some Bavarians of Bamunchin, Omu coach, Ora, Yefan Vansan company now test one of some other Kakradia Bana, Mame manager, Yefan Mikel Arteta, na manager, no, ha. Sadi Arteta si your manager couple your Arsenal team way. One in the ball pass all the ball back to my team over brapa. And we do baby now William Stevane a young Julian team Bamasa Aquadano. Aquadano's watch over Hadrena. Me will so be saying Sankanya Arteta. One for Julian Timber and Kwashaho and Kakwaya Mouse Laris Scalia. I'm Sanka red card crab about to Arteta and bra was seeing the and ball and Quadano Bueno. No no sir Arteta Jumedi award dinin and say report to me and say woman yes say I'm so extended a contract ampano yes say and I'm intent I'm plan say be until 2029 woman some other coach no you 2026 in Kenya woman some other say be omode be mfiam and sabi account Arsenal woman coach Mikel Arteta said be what some other to me stay until some period you know na will be a come was Arsenal Ebaje Carabao Arsenal Edasu FA Cup Nemo Arsenal our Champions League gonna be Arsenal and some our near fans Premier League Nemo na chesa quadruple said last season Liverpool 14 Comono and Arsenal aye side wamo some aye contenders adama aye 4 titles na William Saliba aye defender after the game Anna Saliba say on titles no was say previous years Oma Benho ya bo Arsenal tosumi no na ya boy ya be Arsenal tosumi no womo timi twim anya ombejo je na oma diagu na Arsenal womo tosumi no and na ye kase no William Saliba say womo abaso mo chibi bibia na ha waka say so oye tired seven-year season na ode empty pocket and then coffee bottle no hwinim say wo je trophy and ade show bottom was wabere masa brana so say was one the title be Arsenal compete yentia William Saliba line or say on the well, I'm tired of finishing the season with empty pocket. And a couple of audio TSS bottom na trophy new bottom. Now dear, what a trophy massa, what you don't come baby alana. What say we are singing as I say, will be as the best I center pair. You can say be a 4 and 5 center half, and I say be a center back, Sebia, the heart of defense. Omomoya Pampe, Aya Gabriel Magalhaes, and William Saliba Massa. Asna center half for the Amsa, Montreal maybe a center backs me no we are see, and so more formal pana. What will be sa brain is to say, will be a tag say. Mona mukita the best center backs and so we are say now I am partnership no Emsa no worship William Saliba say for no and no crack what did you pass our partnership no the best we are cinema our some of the titles account Yenche Saliba ever buy Busanona Wajatum Sampa on a Gabriel Magalhaes no the best we are say our the titles and so account our Jitumie pass no and Gabriel Kita the best partnership our the heart of defense our we are here and on William Saliba and come on and no pay no ya day amount na Jeminya no say Liam Rosinia one also ya to just so pisa nyame ya ma weekend Chelsea abo Brentford a gamer was Cole Palmer and Rhys James omumi no nyina no e good chance on be make a game no and afa Malo Gusto and so yobia one also be make sa game ebiam was on also say hwan say enkwada ne mienu bako aye Liam Delap one also be make sa match no na fe aye Jamie Bino Gittins ayobia one also betimi ababag na fe wo nyina so abo aye Brentford a gamer one also hwan say weekend one also betimi abona manager no say we are proud essence seria boys way wo show akukudro wo bo match oni Kaisedo oni James no woni players amabo di any adena so still now no wo se nioma wo kire nkora ne so omonye eno ana omonye woni Arsenal bar bama ene Arsenal wana de coach acho kokko execute o but obo so kan nyina no san nkora no wo mo so matimi execute nioma a just watch re hono ene ma ne hu san nkora no e wa akukudro a chesa de obo so kan nyina no say Chelsea bobo biana obo supporters no say ye home say ya away no more chante Roman Abramovich no more chante Editia Bedat Ekbal no mni ade waso obasere supporters no mon support eye Chelsea mo ba na mo support eye club na babua ama nioma so akonkan dia ma boboku a ye fa no Chelsea man for no wo mo so training abaso obia nim sa ama Diallo ene Brandon Mbeumo wo ma ba na Chelsea radium say man for na tie dio because we almost star boys ebia no ko AFCON wo mo so aba training across no na Jason Wilcox our training grounds our quarantine one also ehwebie mayum pan for ni Jason Wilcox and ye one also monitor your cost because we can do one more Manchester derby and your match be akeke one Man City and abana do man say Manu and your left winger say benkum so baby aya na ankate ebia bekasa Rashford abono womunya winger bi na nkabia ne team abatiase amanipa no abebolo na nkwabatiase amasa player no enso abebolo edi amatim no ana Bruno Fernandes enso de ne yese onyanya na adwen kwasa this month obefri Man to reporter ya na bas ai ana Bruno nya Saudi obekommand womuni adene nyina no womum abeso mo chase Bruno amakancho bia say wono so abeso okọ and na ye kasa na Joshua Zagzi one of them join Roma dia ejina coach Michael Carrick eso Michael Carrick and a bachelor Serbia Bobo Kwa Fanasa Mayuno womu jai ama chesa branch one Zagzi and some ako Roma and as I say and I know some abesia koyenko aye Man City omo campus way womu training session and some akosuna and twice semenyo wedim seria serian kwa bra City grounds over BI serian kwa acha so mo prepare nyame yarma Saturday Man from and Man City na acha say mumi enu nyina na simusi na Jeminya no say Man City for no I say Magay sa woka se bia wo twen amana ba for free a wa boss wa prefer team bi to Man City. Na anopedia mensa kan sa asking price na medeba sa January ometumi aton ebi abe 35 ekosi 40 million pounds no afei ana Man City for no be so mo say wo mo som ade mo de abekwa akotum ana sesai ana wo so mo yesa sa akora no wo kotua 35 ana 40 afana nyame yara masema wo ye free agent remom say bia enye guaranteed say wo no wo betumi akonvince ni two padia na ne wo tua na ntempa no wo so mo ato no edena ba na Liverpool for on say make say wo mo nya ready so mo de obi ababa emfa wo say Conor Bradley akwa pra ni nyina no report amenya say Liverpool enya ready say wo mo so de obi ababa say na omo plan sama no akoda bi amra bi atwam wo mo lenken say Madrid ansom enya na nkomo pe sanka bi obekwa akoya Toni Kroos ansom adwuma no wo kan na ono ayo bi aye fra no aye Keith Smith na Keith Smith ayo bi akoda ne nie wono som apia pa na aye kasai AZ Alkmaar wo mo so pay between 45 ekosi 50 million euros and Liverpool wo mo ana chaso mo so besa akoda no wo mo som agene by in fact Deminya no say wo mo primary target bako and some AZ Alkmaar akoda yi wa brand wono so agent and owura ye fa no Jorge Mendes achesa no aye kakra frimo and eba mo cho say for one vet aba join Liverpool no wo mo training grounds yes we anu ahwe no yonko nim obi ase ha akwa be hadwen na said the vet start season on say Liverpool na nkasa na enkoye na omo wogire sese nioma ehya sese efa ade ama akoda we ya enioma omo de omo de kan hu bie ensom our training grounds on bra wo be take Premier League no by storm wo bia be dwane wo be buy one mo be sorry full sita so ball pa Florian vet but am say ba kumie bi ntinom ana yenya hu ya wo mo wo se enche bia na akoda no ensom abefa no ntoma pa ensom ade fra wa bra na no pe no eno ai update ba AC Milan womo goalkeeper Mike Menyo medical ya betu jaso ba stand and on promo say akaketu abinam say announcement ebe ba was saying is either say was saying until 2030 and as until 2031 nipsikano womo pejam ade akọ 7 million euros a season bonuses akaho and money drew ISR amount no na also Inter Milan womo some up right back Deminya say Wilfred Singo abo and some adema Galatasaray yesin tafonum yaba say wo mo hwese bia akora no betimi dina ba na nkoma hwe na nka bia Wilfred Singo wo mo so adina ba na nkwa ba pia kakra dia ma eye bobo kwefa no say Inter Milan wa brano play no and some eye Jeffrey amaso ye and some ade aba for na Bonchi wo mo and N'Golo Conte enkoma no and yese omo transfer committee empanfo no ebe sa fly akọ Saudi Arabia wo mo kọ Saudi Arabia no nyina na chese wo mo kọ akọ dinkomo sara bia Conte dia no wo mo so tiare ni ntama N'Golo Kante enso adwane bobokua ye fa no safaro na Bonchi eno enso ay update ba yenko Portugal na mame bobokua eno onum sa shockingly couple ye fa timbi Fafe na Fafe ene sha Braga enra na adeba konso no say Woma yi eye first division teams makoma yensam anso ade yasinchen womo no omo ya 30 na sa lower division kra but omo hye Moreirense womo hye Aruka enenwa womo Sporting Club de Braga eso so ana omo dia qualified ko round of 16 on ya kan say Taça de Portugal na sa Portuguese cup no we no yese Sir, our semi-final rather for the first time in 47 years, semi-final no 47 years and you afei ana Fafe woman some aba semi-final nyame yadma draw eba so and then FC Porto ayeto Rense Fafe and then Sporting CP and chess opponent to aba bono to aba qualify biano and some aba shia na se draw no eba koso ewa brand and some update eba ntanyume no transfer wa Bra Sporting CPL ball woman some the game ade atia bobokua and no some aye kasapia na chesano cry or chana to aba qualify biano won some obeba aye semi final draw ni mo a woman ne na fe ye won say no ebesia kontia ye mfansi na ye man ye matoazo sanse no Johnson eluzu 1-0 Adama Porto and some the team no ye ntoaso na fe Wontumi Sports Buffet ye ba analysis no so live on Wontumi TV, digital satellite, and live on Wontumi TV live. Yeah, Nancy.
Yanko. And run a day for some new coaches. But they've been trusted some Meka Liam Rosinia and then Abeloa for Real Madrid. Two coaches in the young coaches. Oh yeah, was stories. I did about Kwame Mitchell and I make a game no. Michel Madrid game the dean. I'm saying no. Abeloa won't mean Jumano. Won't mean Jumano. Now, Diano said the Juma we see Aquacoyeno. It told be apart from the Ube King kind or research be no. Sometimes they are say a bro sabi opinion so oh they are not Aquacoyeno. For us, I said because own to me Jumano. If you say oh no shana Tadika ground defend. Yes. But be a dig game that Yakonadi. It told be no can of 10. No Chobuko. He doesn't possess the character to lead Real Madrid, especially with the current dispensation of Real Madrid. Wow. It will take a miracle. Abeloa. He doesn't possess the character, the attitude. And Rano, no matter the chase game, no. But game way, a game as a Abeloa or bono tech free ho. All things being equal. Yankopon ma Belo and next game and Kwankoye or Botia buying company buying no. Yo, just straight to us we say Yankopon Edra Belo man in next game now or Botia PSG or Botia Arsenal. It could have been those situations and I'm control.
Yes.
Send a journey too. Yes, I can coach. My main for example back on Yasem. Me ma typical example back who. Abeloa de nti da bia me no din kuma ya me catch say me pick bi dem de ba besi so pa Abeloa di Shadrack mon download nana ya man kwa bia ne go stars coach ne picture no fan to Abeloa nchen me nka se bia no pay let me ntwam nko quickly coach adwuma na uhunu no sa na apart from say obeko school wanya o certificate ya bo abaso say class on adi first one first so we day on instructor pewasem yawo ni no baba be wi o touchline no ho adwuma a wo ye na coach ni furu nyina no yawo ewo na Abeloa tire ye papa ro liti mere boy
Albacete.
Amoda say omo division
17th.
Yawo 17th on the table na Abeloa no mo boy go start G League no. Ombo gakato for no we mo be Africa na mo preparation na coach from Pomanso no ball JS Kabili. Keep in mind club na mo Africa da. So coach the ball Kabili wa Accra we no na mpani for say there be. Ye no we. And a coach na ya mankwa babeji adwuma no no coach mankwa no onye head coach at the top tier na make yi tisa Abeloa ankomo ya yeke yi asese o mediema e wa Africa wa asese Abubakar Watara e wa Hasfuk after from Pomanso na ayese Fatim na fa ko Kabili away Algeria onye head coach do Abeloa situation a sharp contrast for Gold Stars and they go away Kabili honomo.
But Abeloa de ko Albacete.
Abeloa de ne ko hefa Albacete. Omo to 17th. JS Kabili bono me se komanda so bon na komanda so share. But that was the task for the coach. Are you ready or not? No, if you're not ready, let's stop the conversation. Go. Coach is already ready then on our squad no ko. Look, the same manner of resource a football club or division 2 share. Football club or division 3 share no. The same level of expectation no. Sa na wo sa kosisoro. Na ya hu ni bre ai de hye wonchani mu. Yetimi bo wi area ho na ya katie simu. Because of expectation no. Coach na yamanko of far go stars no de ko Kabili. Enra Abeloa de no de ko Albacete, but he was chasing the game. Albacete sha no ate. O sha no ate. O sha bi wo Abeloa ntimi ante. Na camera no e pan koto ne so touchline no. I said, I could pen about me. No, I said, this guy, he doesn't possess the attitude, especially since same moment here, you woman. And your manager, or quick fix manager. Quick fix. best manager. He was so gentle for me. He was so calm. No nyauter on show bibia. But Madrid squad where you move say no. The political environment was space say between Laporta and Perez, you know, resource is so premium.
Yes.
So Perez and your resource I want to be in Casa. Sivo enyamai and no analysis no ye no. What's Madrid place no? Omo value e players in mu. Etu your coach ya find ways to work with those players you know, to keep and maintain the value of those players. And me depreciate you. Squad where you a manager is so serious.
Tinka enima ye bisi basa and Alonso kakrebi jana kwano. Kabasete no kwe be a 4-1 5-0 na waba quick
easily. It builds confidence from the fan base. Angel hoba kono. Perez started say oh nya trust whatever. Alonso unkra na ye ni hino de adwuma na ma wo a. Afa na obetena se ahwe de wo ye no. The players and the confidence on benya wo mu. None of it. And I started them Abeloa. Now Abeloa so started with doubt too. Now you say, oh, I set the game the here and I say. Madrid fans bet me akasa, but yow, I am saying this say the best thing for Abeloa yesterday, is to have a very handsome resource, not just any resource, a handsome resource. Yeah, I'm saying Abeloa. Madrid no nonsense, so don't let us.
And none of pain I'm a bear, so almost say. I'm one idea Jumana man, but Omorena see an a bed there. Omuni problem cross on the catchings on some pebble bintina. Real quick.
Yow. Game where whom common ye no. Game where whom common ye no. Madrid and Kwan or France, or nim the omo epe. But I guess woman in the Upo. Omo raise standard and wama, omo family mediocrity, and yet down for beau. Yen check a cra, yamebe. Your mom break akra. You can see potentials. You can see them in their faces. Rana, stop all those coins. Get us the results on the field. That has been Real Madrid. They don't have time for players. They don't have time for coaches. Are you ready or not? And Rami say, come on, turn so come. Pop back on him. Say no, Abeloa. She said, "Was the situation on Madrid? No, you're tricky.
You're not Alonso qua yet." Almost any game we defeat blame Alonso.
Oh, yeah, politics will we say. And I want to say, politics will we say. You few people, either individually or group, in a team young from so no sergeants and from so now too. The people be young from so almost a journey. They don't have the mental capacity or to be accommodating from so now. They have lived by that throughout their life. It's to be environment where we to end Shahono. Madrid Alonso will do their own common. Obia follow football him says Alonso ko Leverkusen Bundesliga num ko ye bibi at the time and only root crowd game no dia in a very very welcoming environment. Alonso betime adwuma. But Madrid a hostile environment. It's Alonso you can go back and check if you know more a legends no crowd game no pressure bomb so bubu ban. Oh, you better have a long list of them. That's however if people dwane tentem ko. Now who say Shadi Biwa Madrid former players. So more ye coaching. Ya now who said do one say ye senior team. Also I'm touching. Omu others or Cassia no or yaka cracker or Raul be no acquisition by BDM. But so you could has the idea. Ya now shut down so and it is always Zidane there. Zidane was in between Jose and Ancelotti.
Say no assist or ya
assistance na American or shaha and we call your buy no we call your buy it would did do me no ho he really danced around their tenure but so no in the face in recruitment opa check you know cause ibusa AI how many players and Zidane at all the Real Madrid just oppose that against the sources say you can't say and slot to start a recruitment I bet you know. Check Zidane so to how many players in Madrid. Materials no use you, but on your market and you the other side of Zidane. So Kotoba Abesha say Nebeko. He came, met a squad, and won. Pat the left. The current current environment or Real Madrid say zero, Abeloa is not the solution.
And just a game also.
A bibi now demonstrate you, especially environment be our time I edema to operate. Environment be so when you say Fidia me no kasa wosi the same mic across the same decision who biano obi kasa mba bi nipa etie no kura sabe omundru nipa 100 community bi obi kasa chinchim information center no kwa ne show kromo nipa ko ja no hokra kofum no kwa na dasoshem. There's levels to everything, and at the same time your mic way Elon Musk mo try 2 seconds endru ba bi ewiase ko bia.
Yes,
now what try how many hours in a deco. There are levels to everything. Just a game. Yeah, honey, young Kabibri, it is my opinion. It is my opinion.
Go make I say slot dear no. Omu season na ebeka few weeks to the season transfer market no go so course na. O stating clearly say afina slot eba benya ne test. Emma bisa say ade because bia wagye de was saying science we nyina de abade was no afino ba be face the reality. Alonso de so say am say mezan so can see him say Alonso function it him say Liverpool Madrid no enye Leverkusen. So from Castilla beye adwuma on the interim nobody can plan a class say till the end of the season now possibly based on the Abelo and beye no yasama na to also beyond this season.
We say to be a adwuma bi gu a le nkrofo bi omo experience pa e kasa ya mo tayi su brofo bi say adwuma we die here radical changes and say adwuma net be gina na so say brofo radical no ya empanifo pa na tayi su na quite say you hear be a o say to be cry kasa to be kasa o ya fijeje it be kana o kasa mu. There are certain situations meant for certain people. Situations be where so many solution na certain people be right now no Madrid problem mum say pa no. Number 1, they need resource. Number 2, they need resource. Number 3, they need resource. Number 4, they need resource. Number 5, they need resource. And now to think cry OT players na koton. Your Madrid OT players na koton. What is the purpose of this Real Madrid? Why did they put the squad together?
Resource.
It's resource. And the manner of the loss against Albacete, it doesn't boost the confidence in Abeloa going forward. The lineup, the game, how an Albacete for no game, even Conan Albacete and no first goal, no, it's so cheap. Now after someone turn it to me, who coach be or run attack in roof or to bottle, something to demonstrate to the boys. Not the session bottom.
Okay.
Not the session bottom. No, I don't the body left. No, this is where a coach acts to send a message to the players, and after someone consider such a cheap goal, watch such a cheap goal. Then now Andrew, but yeah, me share this Adam say now. Look at that guy. Me say, get mad, go crazy. Send that message to boys and say you are not taking that goal. No, Jordan session with him. What you there? Oh, body no there now. Don't do session with him. We need somebody who can talk to these boys or move some superstars. You know. I want my words to live by time. It's one fabelwa de niso. Rossinia game na all body match Chelsea na post match or Kasembi say if se Chelsea fans no be wo hada dia maye ya. Yes so betimi promise o na de mo pe e dia momo. Me hu ne say ampanifo na appointing no free Chelsea the new format and all of that. Omujidi how Omoye Maresca no, they will not be calling the shot anytime soon. At least not this season. And trust me, me who be or Rossini mucha Abeloa. So when you my first day I joined.
Yes.
Me who be
some fan say Rossini at the Eco Charlton FA Cup game. To the second match.
The second match.
But,
thank you. I probably asked an Abacas super the attitude of Fred Mark Felani.
Okay, it is said you can not to cut you. But I say Abaseti the Roka say a game I was anka a belu a bonnet part because and yet buying Binias Nabi.
And no wonder some
no Charlton or no Koshen in Num.
This is the best example I've been looking for.
Okay.
Now, even Arsenal cry loss, no. So Chelsea need be a follow Chelsea person who coach in the you know. At some point, your friend assistant and start to also be training chain. Also be training chain. And I got on no points 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let me put that attitude. Let's say a below attitude and what Madrid bench. The whole crown at the channel, whole crown and muddy grounds. A below hono, but don't so relaxed. Let's see a question buana. And I promise you, Madrid. Rossini's attitude, how he coerced with the players, you know, while he sat on the bench. Go bar or Jinjomo, a catcher Enzo say they should just go on. I loved that. Me apart from a new coach. Look, my cousin say, I don't me say me kobo no masaba media no. And you may be brain ya na esia players or fabi be the free mu players. And you may be brain a coach or then the body in the padua players fabi the free mu pa. It's to be anya de will be one wakan kwa and my players are respectful. How you celebrate their goals, how you celebrate and win with them together. And we are near my can't be the chief players. Rossinia and Ra, yes, they lost. But my penny attitude no. The penny attitude no too. Now the transition no, my cancer say, and my wants some Maresca near money be brisa because on the field in the day, Maresca established Chelsea midfield. It okay, so catch Chelsea midfield that Rossinia didn't away. And then I pass on your currently with players I want to hear. Why didn't you be? Maresca fixed it. Caicedo, James, Enzo. Me and Sano in a 4-3 frame. Me and Sano about 4-2-3. One who said James and Caicedo the ball against a smaller club about typical 10 in Kopama or Neto against superpower or the Enzo show for aggressive pressing in the final third. Me and Sano fix Infinfio in the final third. You know, and a day you to say Chelsea established number 9 and Amobi. Joao Pedro established. Liam Delap established. Who are the other boys? Magui established. A one of Maresca Guso will fix it. And then the central defense also a Jumaho. And then come on, and Asteriska crowd the goalkeeping department. Yo, sir, Rossinia Castle wants a Maresca name and be bredia and render me when a quicker transition. Somebody come can no game no. Besa a bit of freedom. For Stevao, the right to know while limited or say why you don't know Jihana Jemu. No power the move shoot to be crania there. And us on Namsala and Swan Echo. No Rossinia there. I don't think so no win this Chelsea squad no. There will be a bigger changes be from Penny for no. It will take a while and manage Juman and you know. Mikel Arteta, yow. I feel so and EPL and the Champions League. I'll be so sad. I will not be surprised, but I'll be very much sad.
Double.
No, so one of the yes.
One of either the Champions League
or EPL. Mikel Arteta there. And when you know the ball, Chelsea no. And who has SMS account for no one in the way. Me on my mentality to say me ball no even really 100 points. The local relegation. I mean in the next game no. Messa prepare for World Cup final. Emre yininka so na ya so ko form na pesa wo sori a na hunu kwan a be fa so abe maintain ho e wo top wo said the Arsenal si adinimre 2002 3 4 5 4 be peak 6 a in the Champions League final semi final hu Arsenal before Arsenal ko be sign semi final no yawo no a disturbing rough. And the Wenger days, you know, before the sign was semis, you know, not disabled, but semis, you know, and almost celebrity. Mikel Arteta here, Jumapa. The energy with which or the ball of senior, no, one to Sunasi, one Daretino. There's a so yet no one way. Saliba, every top player of your genie to be a Jimu Upra, you better for the Hashem. Zubimendi, I'm a man for forget Thomas Partey. Thomas Cohen, a farmer or hot dear. Argument to be power, but right now, as we are getting even some of the goals. Mikel Arteta, this is in y'all. I can say so on Arsenal for me enjoy trophy fee EPL or Champions League. Arsenal for be a lofty trophy fee.
Whoa, when I say new, Steve O'Brien.
South Africa,
Yeah, Babaso.
Yeah, and 2 important games, and then Baswa na share how Ebeko club football SM with Chelsea hosting Arsenal, and then Real Madrid in Ecosia. I think that Liam Rosinia, he's been ushered in well. And when America say who needs the most? Now I felt Chelsea's squad no bet me. I make a statement for the manager, but capacity and ability are 2 different things. So new in suno bottle no ketwa ba ko no bet me anoma. No matter motivation am de be man. Do bet me anoma no bet me. So you can't run from the fact that Arsenal's team, they've been the best team in the division this season. And the approach to the game, nature, a manager, he feels say it's now or never for Mikel Arteta. The city and our challenge most of the elite managers are in recent years in the Premier League in European football. So taking a cue from Niomoye, and he has been part of a team has succeeded and has a winning domestic titles and then continental titles, working at Manchester City. So near Guardiola eko ye man near club no ebia na onye part of club ni team no, but from afar was seeing BB why club stopped them. And now about at the point these 2 clubs ni nyina no any omo elements. So it's the perfect opportunity for him to seize and win a trophy. I na new car about young managers. Media minya nanka players na ya share omo na ni eniji omo no. Omo transit into good managers. But a lot of the times in intimate happens but for the attitude that Arsenal showed proves indeed it is now or never for them. They want to win a trophy so bad and they are ready to win it. And as a manager say one key determining factor the attitude of players on more bench. Eberiche is about Arsenal or starting some games be, but anytime our bench crawl over game he comes with a different attitude which is positive for Arsenal, which is a plus. Liam Wilson say he can't afford to lose certain players for that is the reality. Chelsea managers that's the situation they have to deal with. Even Thomas Tuchel had to make some players be. So he can never complain about. There are certain things you have no control over. Every system has input and output. What goes within the system, you have no control. Until that is what is happening at Chelsea. But it was a good game. The spirit of some of the players, Garnacho, to even force a goal, I think they are positive. He can work with them. Yeah, maybe sound a bit controversial, but I need to say this. One share friend Tino Perez may have assembled another Galactico and the officer or Omoje Manon. So team enya stability a needing. Obi beka say Chelsea team no omo pamo coach Madi Mattel ebe fire. No ma bomo huacha, they knew what they were about. No must suffer the pain of losing 208. Omo so close to 211 to Ansana 2012. Almost a comobile. But Madrid team where your team are the place new ones be abishim. Ada Gulech abishim Afino be the main Real Madrid team. Carreras and Swaba abishim team nim. So Mbappe no a personal glory no nyai the last campaign no. Names no ho by Enkanokre. And I'm why Florentino Perez would defend players by a cast stardom, stature, and a status. Me sure say Madrid players here will be but for 2. That I will always go for Mbappe and then Courtois. Be anywhere or warranty that treatment the players be a team A-list players. Because Figo Mone Ronaldo Mono. And you almost started here in the 90s, even room 2000, and they merited that treatment anymore. But Madrid team, I don't think so. A real superstardom attitude, egoistic kind of environment that was ever. Omunisa players now more clout, I was almost but Madrid didn't a brand be a son into Roma in the minds of people who say, oh, yeah, big boy.
Oh, the Encafu say to say be a Benzema more level, Ronaldo non baby, Bill baby, Peja club the dream.
We are see a cry.
Fini money
Mbappe, Vini or any Cotois, ABM Dumbe Jinan Chenkakra. And not because of the modern ball Real Madrid.
Okay.
But the world stage, he has proven himself. Okay. Or announcing himself in 2017 or 18 thereabout. That is Mbappe. And the NTM fan of world class, and then I say he has been consistent at what he is doing.
Yes.
Sana Cotois why from Atletico Madrid to Chelsea to Real Madrid in the Belgian national team. He has been consistent. So he's a world-class player or clout. And so because team bina manager be a rookie, a friend or polishing the trade, Now see player be Igua. These are the names I mentioned.
Yeah, big.
Yeah, Vini no crumble no bejina nchenkakra. So names here wo Madrid did Kamavinga ne Chomani ne why omo aka Gulech ne Jude no. He is not there yet. I want your players. I was a force president, a man who say, yeah, and why he ought to do that. The business aspect, the marketing aspects, but they had a real football impact now. Boys in Indrusa, but was some names. One shall not there or person names in the mom. Sanya Beckham. Why be Figo Dems Neba Mantimia Man a Champions League he's likely to suffer same fate. I know how many job. Just imagine say Alonso no lose game where Kabaya the for cry. So it has everything to do with the attitude of players, And here Juma you moka so moye. Maybe I have a different view on coaching and sacking of coaches. Sani America say, "Untimi infa clean sheet and credited goalkeeper alone." I have a different view. People are paid to do certain job. Coach in the NSA on more system a room opposition. How are we approaching the game? Send you bit me a show more. Na uremoni analyze game you say we decision we no chess a coach and then it was we ya fair enough, but the players on the field say coach no can answer or no kasa there and answer you don't have to be friends at the workplace, but you are paid to do something. Courtois is paid to keep the balls from entering the net. And Russia goes now, but say I got to a point now I was lost. We're just Moshe. Ubi to me about Kelly and be to net. You ask yourself, say, Madrid in a boy. So we need a reality check. Also, for Florentino Perez and then the boys, it has nothing to do with Alonso and you say, oh, Vini, no, Munamuhune, sir, onye gidi, sir. Dancing football now, yeah, but players we have to give them because more era drew. But I don't share modern body attitude there. I don't think so. Modern level Rebecca said the egos in the dressing room. Zidane no call dressing room. Okay, name and all. Munya video na. No Ramos, Pepe, Varane, Ronaldo, Gary Bale, Benzema. Oh, come on.
Marcelo, no.
Come on. Now, can names are Woody Wemo, Chomani, Jude Bellingham, Massa. It will be any fanatic spectacle and then facing reality. Women players are also more call it the bluff of a manager. Nah, Amundrusa. And I'm a catcher say that I don't see club so be Juma or Madrid. Me catch you. And I've been reading some comments of pieces of from club in interview be okoye. It will be one of the most surprising news I met. So club ajia tum so okoye Juma Real Madrid. Such managers and such characters, no, they love certain kind of environment. Into a Hansi Flick, yeah, Barcelona coachy. So, our Barca dressing room now can say ego, sir. He will resign. Look at how I manage Lewandowski. As if say Lewandowski didn't be a crowd of football more.
Okay, so video is done right dressing room.
Just look at this Tony Cruz. What they watch video way. National more Madrid is a player visa or egos. Look at Zidane. James Rodriguez, the golden boy of the 2014. That is why me Mbappe Ejran Chene Kotu Ejran Chene. Football na ye walk up. You can say football, baby a din a tro din to hono. A walk up. Until he has proven at the walk up. That is Mbappe. Courtois has proven with the national team.
Starts with them who
look at this. It will be Rahano see egos who
share players na ne dressing room one dia.
Yeah.
Zidane and Juan Poa. I was so a manager be an obisa said then na Zidane and the writer. Obesi me have buried the egos of this players now. Obenya the right like attitude and the right engagement because Madrid enya the La Liga Champions League obwa.
Yes. You can't put your egos because there's a Messi Barcelona. They are down on our neck. Into Yankasa, we need to perform. That is why Ramos will never give up. 90+3 against Atletico Madrid. It's never over. It is first about the Real Madrid and the competition, opposition. That is what we are fighting. So the Madrid, the boys, they should fight opposition. Anya Lama na coach was a Shiamoni Moshe no more didi.
And is done Korean so now. I'm say training grounds on the face. They will say Oba Fufu na play ball more so she say when he Diana so wemra.
Yeah.
Alonso these MC bia o mo so
your boys in Ibisa.
Boys in Bebre no and Yana.
Your boys in Ibisa. But the Madrid team needs coaching. It's over more of managing.
Ancelotti the more movie away from Ancelotti in the day. Madrid felt as a father figure no was or the gym quadano so do. Bra training be we are quite late. Took Alonso by now or be so instill discipline be. I'm almost no more used to Ancelotti modiano.
Yeah. You can't be used to Ancelotti. Also, you always have to adapt. The new thing what Go Stars in case Go Stars say and your manti uko baby the omo ye no and who be now oh yeah into your names yeah just we why Master Antoine ne why so we dey I see you okay Madrid team be na coach Ben was it
listen
Juan Ramos, one of those coaches, Echo dressing or a few days or on to me managing to resign. Madrid now. I don't know proper Galactico. Because of club no more in Tio. No more. They feel that they have arrived. But individually, we born or more bona. Almost different from the Wolves players in the Nottingham Forest.
Oh. But yeah, share Dean Heisen and our sense you. Shall be a example be true. Dean Heisen and our sense you. Anytime be able bono. Ya no more you want to say. Or more ye more show Sana Madia Mahuno. I said more bobon not or more your winners or my achieve will be because Dean Heisen. Yeah, free Bournemouth corner yo. Yeah, in the spectacle of Madrid, Dean Heisen. I mean, Uriah Cano crew. Oh, Marcelo, Marcelo ba Madrid yende o. Yeah. Oba no na ho ase nobody be ni tinye fuka krabi. Afena ase opportunity no. O tre pa. But when if you born more to buy no no, she asensu o. Obobo no attack na referee crab boban. She dey na o yende body no. Ya na me ya say Madrid lose personalities like Ramos. because how crofo be share dressing room no ho anoma first half na catch say sa first half ball now boy no obana be repeat one say second half now you are not coming back we go back. But don't say so when you huge figure. Unfortunately, big boy or 1 Madrid dressing room is see individualistic.
And I just Zidane because
what's Mbappe individualistic?
So the
unifier.
So Ballon d'Or to
unifier. Some person even a Madrid here to say Ubia or Tia Ubia.
Because the clever class and I'm Zidane ban no because a word best no ne FIFA I mean I'm nimbo bona we are so na miginas no obi. Waje ballon you can say World Cup.
Yes.
And now Madrid now wo bono. On wa be boni ye. So who play and crown na who so because what Zidane as a player said na no near discuss no. Ebi awusu awoti TVH menya nanka me say Zidane we me idol ne sankomo no ntiso ba. How dare.
But you are what shall be so Madrid. Madrid obetimi achieve Ebeka Krano, new players arrive as a mobile. You bet you about the count. Nano Manyasim, Madrid bet the Chuamako. But what I say for the case of Jose, no, a year example back. Ubet me stop. Okay, Madrid fans in number 1 trophy at Jose Dinyama, 1 trophy as in trophy, but stopping Bassa.
Yeah,
that was the first trophy Jose won for Madrid. Stopping Bassa.
And the points are the G's.
Just stopping Bassa, stop them, stop those guys. It was the first major trophy Jose ever need them Madrid for. But later no, Jose and Madrid for any you know.
Yeah.
But club of Fra or achieve no ye can't work. Didn't say become but at Madrid there. Would the over to be achieve at some point and over collide it's a collision about they will decide. It's in here be all buffalo frost below a watch DM kwa is done no boy cup say no. There have been big boys associated Zidane on Mabeti Ashe Anoha. Omo wura mu na Mabeti Ashe Anoha. Say we player, we coach, they have been big, but Zidane na mu no. What the nipa dia gina ha or certain aura. Zidane no. Or enigmatic. Your uncle for baby we say opier room bia dan bi mu a on kasa but obi agyae the mo kan some person with tears so be kasa. You such people.
Okay.
We know for Zidane no. Video na still here no. Obi o dressing obi no person. Oh sorry, I say Drew no so no chia bi. Look. Oh, it's gonna sorry no. Drew sabi obi a person. Oh, Ramos no share na tade. But once I finish wash atade na chia. Or certain Arabi and then Yankwa share France adwuma also must start the campaign Zidane. What application is a good France table CCA. But they have been waiting for Zidane. Why? It is all a plan now France to see the manner with which Abu Pochino no yaw it can be crowded say akwo authority do be dia granam ninya ye dem su bibenya abelo amodieno yaw
wow coolest essay. You guys should accept the reality. Madrid can be same as Champions League era. Now it's a normal team. Wow.
Now they are normal team. They are also normal.
We should normal say a normal team.
Oh, I dear be a club of football more somewhere elsewhere beyond. A be a Madrid this year. They both arguably the best keeper in the
results
world.
May be a for now in favor.
Courtois. Keepers me and somebody mammy and some be argument. Mammy 2. So more Courtois didn't come. 2 goalkeepers. More Courtois didn't account. Mbappe is still in the best. Vinicius, you Rodrigo, but if you know name on also quite the other half no. FIFA, you know. And look, they have somebody who World Cup. The last player to hit a hat-trick in the World Cup final in the mist. You know, you think we are joking. Squad did it, Omobi did almost no more dear. Almost any more dear. No matter the squad be, almost squad be a Hoselu, Ebona, and I in Champions League.
Yeah. You
think we're the ordinary? Check Hoselu squad.
All about it. Yeah, a Gemma team. But now, no players now always say, I say, your ego be. That is what I'm saying, say, with the exception of Mbappe and Courtois.
Now, Vini.
Or Dina or Hono cannot have that egos now.
National team account.
So what I say.
Statement.
So what I say. And Figo Mono, they were making the name with their national team before even their club side. They were doing well. Ronaldo, other boys, they were doing well. It is a Benzema with team we munasa boys with more egua Benzema nyade.
Oh, but so it me Jude won't start to Arsenal.
Oh, best starting.
You see, Jude won't start to Arsenal.
On the left,
it's not about starting. It's not about starting in any other team. Once player be Madrid, in the minds of people, mindsets, and they say he's the best in the world.
Okay.
So what I say. But whether it will be best starting and always starting as a coach, you may decide to bench Jude for details known to you. Maybe our ball a Declan Rice ahead of him. For details, what you want to have. Somebody may decide to play Zoboslai. Other person decided to be Mendy and as a Barella.
Was it? I been Thomas Tuchel the say. Was it for England?
Even with the
Morgan Rogers,
yes, he's calling in Morgan Rogers.
What was the message? You see the word ordinary players.
Oh yeah, you told me
ordinary. You still have Verdi, you still have Jude, you still go to the final third. These are not ordinary players. Master Antonio Bano, not a big player.
My point is, ordinary, but they are not players to be having egos of the days of
you a coach.
Yeah. I'm telling you. I prepare.
Their coach be no.
Team no.
Na club no bit me I install this Adina Alonso into.
Oh yes, sir.
Club per authority be. Madrid. Authority be. Sa authority no. Madrid. Club be always be the be man no. Buy say no. Now I also want Chelsea club actually. Club will be always be a Barca when you Chelsea club, but Madrid no yes on your club on pay, but with the presence of Perez and
the culture
Sadio Mane, as some people na club so or you player be by benching him and now 10 minutes so Perez be free ho. Listen big go so no or drop Ronaldo do sister no Ronaldo from so be go be na Ronaldo so Ronaldo say you be film no wo e be kan. I am managing the other players to us. Let another players catch and say, wait, you still have some good players. I say, waiting. I say, oh, there I'm the coach. I said, who HR?
Yeah, AFCON this way now. Because Monza man was say Antonio Conte be and I say be Jose Mourinho and I say be Pep be, but Pep more there. I'm Madrid, no mama. Ana club no crash up point center. I say my infama no. I so serious no.
I know a club Pep no.
No say sanity. He said here, there be a Chelsea coach or Baku here. Tottenham former coach. So no coach Basada.
I know a lot happened. Our Africa when they say 4 teams now I qualify one echo, but interestingly. Said this will be the second and only final Morocco ever in CAF AFCON history. Will be the second time a Morocco ever final. They played in 204 final.
76.
76. They didn't play a final. The format then was 8 teams in 2 different groups of 4. We are top 2. No, now so much team. Group. The Obe ended up with the most points and wins the competition into a number final.
Okay. So the old underlined word near
yes
final. So since
204 and they lost to a North African side. This time Omo call against a West African team, and surprisingly 2 teams in a losing a ball game and merit a semi-final bet. If the way Nigeria played, the way Egypt played, and some no more in the quarterfinals now, they wouldn't be in the semi-final. Surprisingly, of course, Nigeria for no kasa about officiating, but it's a game to me travel as far as penalty shootout to decide who qualifies. I don't think it has a lot to do with officiating. Nigeria is noted as a team that almost share for fun. But the trump card, idea do manamno, and ra is easier. They failed to threaten the goal area of Morocco. A team buoyed by supporters a Diomachi and in Nyoma more Palmo. They are the most successful African team at the World Cup, making it to the semi-final. But they have not been in the class of other nations when you talk of African football.
Yes.
A bit is Mali. What did Mali? But Oba was African on the Nyoma to say. What did Senegal at the big names from Senegal? But you catch us Senegal's only and first AFCON trophy came in 2021. One shall win Jindi. But what he did in Senegal, Sana Morocco, so 1976, they won their first competition till date. Wontumi bill. And Omkoshia Nigeria. The Nigeria and show signs of a team that is progressing, growing. Because the last competition they were in the semi-final again. Yeah. And Omasamba beam against Morocco. Names now Morocco won. Call player for player. Teams are more ball. And more impact our more clubs there. You may choose the Moroccan side slightly ahead of Nigerian team. Because Ashraf Hakimi has been consistent. Look at the number of clubs our ball. Dortmund, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, and the Paris Saint-Germain. Brahim Diat, Yusuf Enesiri is only fit for the bench. Ayub Akabi, he is there. Onai for Sevilla also. Now no team starting. They had quality in them. As against a side, and I may feel say, based on the number of goals or any style of football no more bono, now Nigeria is standing a chance to cause an upset. But Omantimi am managing ye when it mattered most. Niana said Nigerians said they should have taken the game to Morocco. But Pali, because of indeed Omanyaninti. Here Oyikana no Obona. I think he was a bit slow our born. Whenever they had the opportunity of transiting quickly. No, a bit slow. Into Shaya Olusu most possession in the game. They who there it will be no air. But then yet the fluidity of the Nigerians in so check the number of shots mobile two teams the corner kicks they won. It shows now Moroccans for no were top and it was a game they were ready to win. So they deserve to qualify for the final. The other side of it, and they say, the discussion of who becomes part of the African great in terms of African contest between Sadio Mane and Mo Salah. One shana Mo Salah enya a seat and that dinner nasi. Say Sadio etwaso sanade Senegal ko GBM. But and say oh share the quality Egypt possesses a scene. I think say we from Kakra. Because Abu Trika is a goat, so okay, Egyptian football. Yes. But all your goat, no, not the auxiliaries. Ne buana mana be your goat, no was through ye pa. Yes, yes. Trezeguet, Mone, Zizou, ne, Imama, Shaw, Bono, Mobono. A few say we from. The Abu Trika, Babo, Husni, Ebo. Fatty, too, no. Is it Wali Goma also? They had that Wire Goma. No, they show more party, no, now she will, no. They might have fallen. Egypt for a while and no better medro. And no game, and I'm share any day. Say be before Frubiado or more or echo final, Nanko man, fair to football. And no born or more boy and Uncle. Egypt more than one never firm. They didn't put up a show and merited a side that has 7 stars of winning the AFCON. Akwa Chiracha or some baby say Obeji because and then the mood the Koya Cameroon that was in 2017. I think that by far now almost sharper than this side, even though Oma qualified Rubabi Omudruye. But then the two teams that lost, yeah, they deserve to lose. And the two teams that progress deserve. And you'll be a machination and do Oma Kodru. Omoankasa more than more. And they do Omudru Baby Omudruye.
Oh, Steve, may I say, still live on Wontumi Sports Buffet. New Bray, AFCON.
Anra, before game, no comment, discussion on Daniela, you know. May summon up. Say, my whole one referee expectation is so huge at the man of power ahead of a gamer. Daniela, and run a quiet and Krabatamiensa. Nigeria for no moon, Morocco for, and a year Ghanaians. Expectation on our exports. Now, yeah, had no more to be more crowd percent Nigeria for no be. Bibian Contiamo, and a bimo so bon pies, oh, a beco go there, and a car and cocona, a bontin for Befedi, Linian animal divided, but me can't 72. I was never expectant of 100% performance from Daniela. Never.
Oh, anybody,
so never, yeah. It's not a performance, no. Number one. Or Officiating one of the strong, or make it say two of the strongest football nations on the continent or game. And then number one, I say some edition game no, say maybe rating one. Nigeria no, African continent ya, where our hydrogen globally or one fan base our hydrogen nipa bebre di Nigeria chi. And Morocco near a modern day force on the continent. Adibia Morocco person where you be a Nigeria ya we. It's a Ghana situation no. As a twice free, your fourth title, only your policy into me. But Nigeria, after the 10th of the century, they've won it. Mikelo Bimodiano. So, say, I feel Morocco, sorry, Nigeria, no, sorry, I'm a diachino. Ama, wahoo, the continental sources. I produce individual players, be the Akodi Jibinia dia. But Morocco is a modern day for so, Ujina such a game more. Expectation also. Yeah, for that reason. But be a game no sir travel could do 120 minutes plus extra time. So what for sick now the monitor game ni na ko see no. Mema lie 8.0 my rating. Mema 8/10.
Okay.
Baby namely lie enya dwene. Say Ghana Premier League said akohwe amekere ma dwene. There were about 51 fouls in the bad game no. 22 for Morocco, 29 for Nigeria. 29 for Nigeria no attracted 2 yellow cards. The first one being at the 37th minute or so. And a later one about 77th minute. 33rd, 77th. 2 yellow cards a bad game. So I said, say, a game that traveled 220 minutes, attracting 51 fouls. At least Morocco 22 fouls. So looking at game I share, you know. Morocco and yellow card be our game. Sana na mi bisa me ho. And a Kevin Bassett, you know. Sena obema negino game no because I know keeping the card in here pa o mahu ade bi or referee for no ho say oye mistake or show card bi na man for bonachi blemu na ne ade a ya na person balance no
yeah
lie ade aboa ne nware no one try so be yes ade no ko wu ka game no jinisem ko jinisem but after Bassett no he stood to his grounds. And the man game no sad koye, and I loved it. Cause try say because Osha or any part attack Bassi just you and sana yellow Bassi no react no. So imagine him say, oh, how manage game 2 yellow cards per day, and then Bassi no probably by you. And the discretion or no referee no ho. And you may be more. It's just my opinion. Overall, or juma. Now the game itself. We hear Egypt game no. Ambodi tia Senegal no Hassan Hussam so charge juma we so 1 month I'll be so surprised Egypt coach no yeah na me say team be able lose but the manner you lose
yes
also go defend it abasa na kasa na so be look I didn't know defend it Senegal sa tiponum ya obeso be biem na they have to say semi final no 2 coaches and then you see the diamond formation no Nigeria coach Eric Shelley and Hassan Hossam, former striker, current coach for Egypt. Me and you use diamond formation. Now Nigeria coach in the diamond no, are more offensive, but Hassan, you know, are too defensive. Defensive as in the sense, Ojabo the Senegal. Senegal one of the squads are blended. They can keep the ball, they can go on the direct. It was now bench him recover. Ismail Assar, Lamine Camara, because no person crab on. So Comerica Egypt Bekuno. Naturally, North African teams are not technical. I want to be keep ball on one paper, but direct, vertical, counter-attacking games. A fitiges for power. That is why they always kick the ball in there. No more chases can bono. Shana the Oshaya, Eshanawi, on pass what you cry. Now, this was the diamond formation maker who was diamond and they say, when you have Fati Abdul Majid and a Marwanatia, or me and Sana Air City, right in front of the defense, and on the Imam Shaw, a German. Now, Imam Shaw, no, he's supposed to act to say the Adumula Lukman acting. Ojan Didi anim, Ojan Rafael Onyeka anim, Ojan Frank Onyeka anim, Onyedika anim. These were the three players at Bojina of Fati, Abdulmajid, Mawanatia, Imam Ashaw, 4-man midfield. Yo, look at the attack in Mo Salah 5.9, Umama Mush 6.3. So let me busa say, Egypt, one of the worst performances among who's Egypt are demonstrating here. Yes, we do too. Technically, Senegal is blessed. Now, Senegal, yeah, DB. What's the metal structure and identity? Last time out, I'm a a young coach. Senegal, one of the few countries are we a player now, Cobruchi and Autu Quine, or quite abroad, person sign a contract. You know what they do? Yeah, not if they show interest in the club, I'll be signing their mom. Now, my first free players amongst almost quad, you know. Wouldn't say usually no, yeah, na yeah, koto players in the aba, share Habib Diarra, Papi guy, and Idrissa guy. Freeway say no, most our pap Ismail Assar, yeah, Ismail Assar, space player no.
Papi Matassa, sao bencho. Na me sha di ni di na
to me.
So yeah, Ghana no. Yeah, kwa ko Chelsea in Ketia mo England a reject you no. Uni ma di bia Senegal for no. Senegal for no track or mu players no more 15, 16, 17 obo ewo France, Belgium, Netherlands, youth setup a fain senior team be for no. Na Senegal starting no kasa. Ebi no mudinya Ibrahim Mbaye. PG for number 9 no 17 years. Wa bo France youth setup o mama mpani for na afre no. The same thing no mudinya sa Habib Diarra. The same thing no mudinya Habib Diarra we say. They have gotten many top players. Now center back, you know, a game of this nature. Na Koulibaly a free game. Wouldn't play an Obama or a Chelsea defender. No, call Strasbourg.
Mamadou Sarr. He was so calm. I say pressure being in so. Minyana statistics will give him no be a free bench in the buy, you know. On the best accuracy in terms of passes as a center back, you know, across the length of the field. But how did they ready such a profile? So Koulibaly no can retire, but they have somebody who are ready for a semi-final game. You will be so teach you coach you a center back.
No. How are you prepared
for a semi-final game against Egypt?
Black
Captain
Stars. Sebia Jikuni wa on ebeshim.
Mamadou Sarr. Afraka to be a one Europe top level no. But we reach the status of international player. You will be a Honomosa. So, Senegal, they are gone. Now, and now, most squad in the day, technically, they are gifted. Shakwan on fast pass Egypt. More embarrassing Egypt. But we move away from that game. Now, make sure Morocco game. No, make sure Morocco game the D. Now, some kind of say Nigeria. Na my dream say come to Morocco within 90 minutes. I said no, I'm catch up, but I call a tradia from a Jeff from because host nations in Nigeria Wontumi omo. O coach na say Wontumi omo about 4-5 editions Wontumi host nations no. Apart from that, Shadrack Imam statistics before another game no. Nigeria have 3 players in the final third. I'm not contribute to more goals. 7 most goal involvements at AFCON 2025, goal plus assist. Tournament here boy yaw Adimula Lukman.
3 goals for assist
yes.
7 goal involvement. Osimhen 6 goal involvement. Brahim Diaz and Mo Salah 5 goal involvement na Ako Adams, Ahmad Diallo, Ayoub, El Kabi, Lyle Foster, Sadio Mane, and also a 4-goal involvement.
Free players from Nigeria, and all list short list here. Free players. The surprising thing is Omumi and Sasson a leading line in the final third. Or Shadrach Mamenra gave the lineup. Two of these players here and the lowest rating. And ahead of this game, now Morocco conceded just a goal. Then run who say Morocco no, in fact, final no. Sequoia to say 3-0, 2-0. I'll be so much surprised. Scoring Morocco looks so difficult. Show see many Ako Adams. What do you read defense in watch their rating 5.8, 5.4. When we are involved more goals, so proud to this game.
No same as Rawi Jumapa, but for the penalty shootout, and Bonu, and the man of the match.
Sir, then run a shot, you be the Bonu Dinity. Bonu after match, no Kasim say. No one is a Morocco Hiano, now I respond. Finecro, Yani Onkofubi attacker single-handedly, Maradona 1986, single-handedly. Sas bro from Matiana hockey coming. If you have lived to witness Messi great against France in Russia 2022, and a new corner on who Messi no, so any corner na Fakohe Martinez the goalkeeper. Eka Martinez and deny Colomonia. And story in history as but Omo Shebi Baba King Kaino or Maba King Kain for missing Kwa Yao Omo come Martinez 0. So no me who say Ewa Bali 7.4 game no sa Nigeria for yana ko mawu Omo center backs no Ajayi and Kevin Bassi what a stalwart na maka o kai Roberto song.
Wow.
Say AFCON.
Yeah.
What okay song? AFCON center backs are. Who rent me feel more AFCON? A song. I can't
remember. Do I am mining some years back? Sebi in a stroke and buy a bino. I didn't know Jim Momo didn't call France real quick. A binding a born walk out. Song dear, make that and if you them crying your time.
Yeah.
A binding a signal. Also a minor chef song. A man hotono. Because of a Juma no by the Amada national team.
Yeah, center back.
Final.
And not Kevin Bassi. Only I don't the money here in Nigeria for the year say. Koni yellow card there. Gonna yellow card na iron nechi. Asonumu. He was everywhere on the ball of the ball organizing. And after yellow card, we come and 7.1, 7.1 along with Ajayi. And in Wabali, 7.4. Check Nigeria for backline now. Now boost our say, Yani wo team B ho I can say single-handedly one department in Nigeria. Messi needed to go extra mile in the final, but me say the Martinez Colomoni born Ketoneta the story will
me know because even the timing.
Messi better ba asa back. I don't can remember
na ko very time.
Ko be na dey Messi. Ko be wu ka ball Toneta. But history would always be talking about Messi. Jai Martinez. And Nigeria only needed Victor Osimhen and Ako Adams to step up a bit in their game. But and Wabali be opposed to them in the final third. Now at the end of the man say, oh check touches in the opposition box or show more. How does Osimhen function in the box? Osimhen no and you just distance a shot and you know. And you are to bow out to train no. Osimhen is a serious finisher in the box on a solid formula. Basha Debi touches in the opposition box. Oh, we are for short and come Nigeria 11 touches. Oh, Morocco box 11 touches, so the shorter I'm a boy they can you'll be very much sad for Nigeria say and can the super game now and can Nigeria for born to it. Go through this for me, boss.
So total shots 2 against 16 of that of Morocco. Shot on target 1 to 5. Shot off target 7 to 1. And I hit the woodwork 1 for Morocco. Shots outside the box 8 for Morocco, 2 for Nigeria. Shots inside the box, 8 for Morocco, now for Nigeria. Ntibon better na Bama wo Simen wa ball shot na open. So box no mun kwan enim say bia wo hadwen. So ne yere box no mu It
was a totally different day altogether for Nigeria. Enti me hwe comments ha o se sat o show la mo chocho. Any those guys say mun koye referee interview ni ade. I've been saying say na mun ko buso Simen say no game no hefa. Not the most important player. Na ebedu penalty so ya na yes it's an free game. Morocco have built a very formidable side. Now ya enye me wan say Walid Regragui one of the few coaches or probably the last coach all winning penalties in 2 major tournaments. So we need Spain and was also be Nigeria and the free. Had it not been penalties now, there was nothing like Nigeria having a bigger hope to be in the game. And I feel say ewa bali mebo na baso. Na say baby a continent no born na kwa kudru no yawo. I feel me dru hono mo. To be very honest, say ya nhye ye niam yie pa no e be very difficult say be back. The Senegal and Morocco no. Ya omo brofo omo ni nyina dane afri African game no. Asaso atwemadwena ko Hugo Bruce asem na o kan no so. Say Enkane no na obo tournament continent we so na tournament we favor because of the physical nature.
You see no as a hoden gidigidi no a my European style of football nana. What look at Senegal because Senegal born on mobono. Man, Mr. Pobin, I'm fan of currency. What cause those times no Aspire Academy Senegal or Mukrano or Konyade. I don't need breedy or place so Officiating France. Belgium now call enche biabons waba mainstream na collapse neighbor so she Lamine in the eye of Everton and no kita bono dummy say opeso who say team be stronger they have dynamics in their profiles element in the eye so a winger Ismail so a winger but don't so many differences so according to the coach no plan of the game we no choose the type of winger or pay now in playing against a North African side so communicate too much Wontumi no mo nyesa ade no so you need to keep the ball in keeping the ball the nyesa element in jai no or no na yet say the classical Ozil mo 10 no makopemrika counter ko for Ismail Osaso pe 8 Ojejia boss he would have gone for Papi Matasa for space. But do breaking lines no. And the true share and statistics in the buy Idrissa Gana guy. Almost about the papa Gana gay. So no but the profile no on Fabo Nisa or the Nantio or Jabo no Quine no stay. And he was the exact profile and a coach in the pay when he wanted to stick to 4-3-3. But the line up on the Master Shadrach. On the African continent, country because of about 4-3-3 I can say CBS Senegal and plus anybody I mean minimum. You know the 4-3-3 has to comprise a typical classical number 10. A two shall debut or line up with top one. What's a man who saw a winger who saw a 10? Top will be a mobile. Mobility functions to the highest level. I was at 4-3-3 we say more. Mobility and look, let her know me who say Egypt city deep, almost city deep no. Me teach us say it will not be on short ball out because you can't build up to the box. Oh my quite. What's the second half on a sub reverted to three back? Make answer no some. I'm saying to know how Senegal are. It's a North African team. Pa Aline Kotokoba, but Aline has a house in a Guinea defending her and I sanity. And then they are reverting. I'm a North African team no. Defending. How to keep my spaces against Senegal? So when I say the only way I now Senegal bet me a chance against Egypt a short. So the money didn't go in the buy now. No, I so be remo party. I'm off going brother mention what day. Under 29 is a haku kwaji dreams. Sorry, Zito Mokoji. It's under 20 Dalad Modiano. Senegal play with a friend Lamine Camara. It's a hakunya best player of Africa no under 20 no. Lamine Camara ne other player no so nya as best player under 20 be.
he is one of the most effective players on the continent right now. Short on Koshe. Unless you don't know him. Lamine Camara. Twin board on any money dio. Lamino, this is it. Lamino no didn't bar for that job. It's a man you know a rebound no, but the original plan now coaching in Lamine free bench buy and say
when you say you remudia
Shababia Lamine Jina
Wabejina a chiripe was some bono. Apart from the cowboy first one. Before we about first one free or free bench buy or first one Lamine Camara. Only Bob teammate in Monaco. Okay.
Senegal for one of our darling boys, no, on Ajibono. We're a talented player, talented super boy. Or ne and the senior mammo or more type no. Oh, who knows why a winger, as a boy interior, as a boy central, or very flexible profile. So you might in the bass or Rameno, and not born on block we are. And you need free money who are caught far born money the coin. And it was an easy goal. Look, Shababia money ball shot to the free no. Now my cousin, so you super for you into my coach. Shadrach, before the ball shot to the person, okay, mobility.
Yeah.
No, we offer line up on to so. Now Shababia money, Ejina, no. Shababia money, Jina.
But on paper, they were a ringer.
Never line up on to so. So this profile, the puppets out the option to change something at any time. And look,
Anna, the man DI so I'm a box in the moon.
Senegal attacking no. Also almost spread across the cardinal positions, you know. Central near me and away from you two. 4-3-3 but because of how Egypt is defending Inti, count how many players are final third for Senegal
in coaching.
So Wontumi miemu pa fa one nkudura Egypt ko meku they will try to omemo the ball na ba counter no part no makokele o
enti say ka coach ni plan B for Egypt ka pie draw
game the day kwapayo next game a draw
because from the share and run the discuss it means so go main room they come 2 lines blocks near 2 and you move actually
Egypt did no omunya counter no 2 but final pass na nkoyi on 2 occasions Mamouche dey be na allocate Salah baby obo no to na Amasala enye ne yi nti omun so dey say they are looking for the counter no so they knew who can. You see the element coaching on so what is stadium o share ball pa na say coach ye o maybe na o kondo adwuma na o moye no because it's not say me the way jina you should be able to read the game. And Papitia, one thing about him, he was assistant to Aliou Cissé.
Yeah.
In Toshane, Dimin on the bench now are very calm. Mostly assistant coaches. That is how you're supposed to be. You don't get yourself involved in the game. But don't share the details that the pressure on the head coach, you know. Intimate, and she. Inti, would have shown the posturing. Time Omoye said, Tokwabi Ebao, he was very calm in the situation. Into when you are down to coaching, our quality, our here, selection headache. Everyone watching because 80 plus something, and I know they Ismail Assar.
I feel no was in the counter home, not Obia. Look, Steve just reminded me. What says usually, 80 plus something, you are leading.
To be defending a cry be about sit back.
You think of who defender or the neighbor be close to game, but on the other hand, to attack is to defend. It is a more sad for body akodia. Okay, there, Yanko. It will account of could be Sanka. The same thing to say Hansi Flick here with Rashford, no. You per se defend, but we can't bring defenders.
Rashford Kokunya chance.
And Rashford Nessa, who is a profile say. But such players and all the next start out. Only say the same thing soon now. We start on it Madrid the entity. Say Madrid to defend it. I said they know we should defend na. And no bench the oba Americano and no ball mo be keep ball. And if you defend no. I say obra. Omo beba yeso. Oji born afako. It is how Rashford born ko to train no.
That time players now exhausted.
The same thing so. America of football say we see dey as a winger kum a general forward kind of. maybe Sivo is right. No, your assistant in Inti or first hand. Nanra say money ya debi.
Almost referee pombo na no can you masa obi an calm down because one unyen drube piano two for respect to opponent Inti. Man in the mess mo be huri na be say when no side no any day. And my Charlie be mo mentality I say my bobo na me was scanting kadi pim. But Chara say there are levels to every game. Nipa back who was go Momoji AFCON 2021. Ni go Ama Egypt and qualify for the last World Cup by a boy. Ni go and then we say Egypt for the free.
This I want say. So Vinicius in the Salah was our rivalry no. Vinicius because or your hardly. And a referee Paul Bon I could be Salah. I didn't say Katan no I can't because match Salah. Fetch me. Come can the air and the Salah now players be. But I missed the jubilation. See, one calm it down. On person celebrity. Besides,
qualifying to the finals in our buy.
Last 4 editions, no matter say finals.
This is
2021. Someone a J
19. No runners up.
Losing to margin.
And on J and a run of 16. No matter final. So he knows the terrain.
And knew one scary thing about Senegal and say, and this he say. Unse no ka about money's attitude. A culture na Senegal for nini. Inti Diouf no a very arrogant. Check it almost squad now one. Now they are building a squad. So who will bola the to bench? Let's smile aside to bench. Look at the young names, you know. I almost a omu team no. Inti emami Suroma Ghana.
Asana dia also. Como striker now. Fabregas Kokasi Trial can me use no.
Yes, on
let's pay for pen on Senegal fan.
The about 3 now West Ham. I think ready 21 years.
Malik.
And at age 21, I'll cover the final of AFCON. So we keep it that discipline now. What it means is that Yebenya Senegal, some years ago, no more names, but no one to dominate Africa. But we Ombenya name as winning laurels for Africa. Omo nation. Into Senegal, among all the West African nations, first, Adi Omuyi, it should have been Ivory Coast. I said, academy no be you omoko France nanka ye but they say Ivory Coast ni when you are ahead of in terms of academy any quality now more churning out so very very interesting. Then you ask yourself as Ghana say yeah player is men naturalizing mono. They have a pool of talent or mashishe.
Still one for some more campaign say yeah my dinket yamone has no do more still and runner.
We've lost the plot. Stivo Dina Bobo, and by Murdy, Habib Diarano. France for crowd, when say, or train moon, or which one about Africa, Obama Senegal, Habib, no maybe fold on the bench Papisano. Also, and I'm a Strasbourg defender, Mamadou Sano. On the Macan Honsama Antino. But for whatever Senegal is doing right now, I am happy. Say yes, Senegal can Morocco be Africa. Morocco, only say Morocco was starting in Spain a challenge for most players. Boy be a pavilion in the channel, Ako Marshall, say Elias Ako Marshall. When you Bobo too. One of you Olympics team no. Okosha Tangers in Ibrahim Diaz Asheno. Say Ibrahim Diaz Ako start here Morocco say. Were you super player Ako Marshall say. Boy be
how many of them players in a Kobo FIFA Arab you know? I know, but
yes, team C.
How many of them? And it's surprising because Udu Omukrumwa from our squad, Ekosi Santasi runabout, AstroTurf pitches, age 4 to 6, Omudieni, 7 to 9. Our horse now parents are packing cars every evening. Almost street in a horse. In the almost say. Football need to meet omu crew ni ye. And then you say omu invest blindly. Omu search any result. Omu say as Sato sure like I say calf adintina. No, it's a message to other African leaders. And they say omu nyo ye because there are countries be a unya venue for World Cup qualifier. It should be a shame. Into the forts and then they say all venues in abundance. naka for say alternative venue e betimi dey ama o Morocco because the standard pitches and as venues are hwehwe no be. You can't blame CAF, but you can only blame the leaders of football and the leaders of the country. Because we need be wo kromo dia and ma CAF on low one standard. Say we need be into the more. It is a strong message to other nations. The Morocco or the World Cup bowl. South Africa the World Cup by because of what the abilities on their infrastructure. And you ask yourself, Ghana will be, Mali will be, Burkina Faso will be, and Nigeria, even in Lagos, our biggest stadium, correct? The Omayo. So it's anything you can blame it on CAF. Meaning say out of pain, say more free more AFCON into we pay excuse. Say women's under 17 BB alcohol because they have the venue. They have the facilities that umbeti media. Sikana so until Rana say nation so was scanner. He just bid for it na etimia akoyama. But for what Morocco omoye ni say there, yeah. The likes of Ghana no at some point na me bomb pie say Nigerian film because Nigeria for kwaji fourth AFCON. It means it is a tough challenge for Ghana. Ya tena wa ma Senegal beji Ivory Coast so aba ono so abeji bi say close the gap on Ghana. It is enso ya me say close the gap on Cameroon, you close the gap on Egypt there. Send ye hone there. You be a forgotten giant because now you mention Egypt, no about Cameroon, no about Ghana. Before now Cameroon no crab boy and son or about one saying. So we need to sit up. I was here serious because maybe I didn't know man and couple. Let's be very sincere. And yes, will be bo be okay. But the signs are clear. Crawford sign in terms of development. We are always not intentional with the because but all the other nations are immense development almost at a lightning pace in there and okay because we have to be serious. We need to be serious, and other than that but the Jumano so be na yet to obey in a position bizo me you can't do that. Okay. There are people paid and voted into some offices of power. I also Wontumi changing the course of but for what the other nations are doing, couple, they are far gone. They are very far gone. I was led to the situation that happen on different countries.
Okay. Me da say ma yemra na yento aso Steven Body Steve ana or the way about no mamenkoi na yento aso na yeni nkomo na yenye quick one o na okay ma menya me birthday new year na me ma umra we quick one 2 bi na ma wie pe na